Hi, good to see you this week. Our tutorial today is on the heels of last week's video, 6 wow ways to wear a white shirt. A lot of you inquired about the makeup look in that video, and it's a look that plays into the nudes, very neutral, very light. You can go as light or as dark as you want on the eye, but since the lip color is so pared down and so neutral, I tend to like to pop the eye. So in today's video, we'll make it a strong look. We'll do the old signature smoky eye with this, with a very toned down nude lip. I've already prepped myself by washing my skin, putting on an eye cream, and I've done a little self tanning because I think a nude look works best when you've got some warmth in your skin. If your skin is too pale or too cool, then these colors might really bring you down, make you look a little bit drab. So warm up the skin as best as you can. If you need to use a self-tanning product, go for it. I like the Saint-Tropez Express Tan. I think it just works great. You can build it up. So that's my starting point, and here we go. So I'm going to start off with a primer. By the way, I will list every single product that I use in a text that will pop up on the screen. That way I won't slow things down by having to describe or find readers to figure out what on earth I'm putting on my skin. So anyway, primer first, and this is a pore blurring primer, really smooths and gives us a nice starting point for our foundation. I believe that primers are very important on both the face and the eyelid in allowing the makeup to adhere and to last throughout the day. Okay, so we've primed the face. Now it's time to prime the eyelids, and I'm using a primer by Tarte, and it's just a little screw top. Rub it onto the lids, and then I take a brush of medium size just to blend it in. Helps the eyeshadow color stay true on your eyelid and gets rid of any bluish discoloration. Just like we primed our face, we are now primed on our lids. Okay, so it's time to move on to foundation. It's going to look a little bit dark at first. Mind you, I am working to match my chest and my arms, which I have tanned. So that may require a little bit of custom blending. As you know, I'm using a custom blending palette made out of acrylic. These are great. You can find them anywhere. And I have 2 foundations by Tarte. As you can see, this one's a little bit darker, this one a little bit lighter. I'll do just a smidge of this and a majority of this one. You can just kind of tap it on the palette. And then this is a pump. Take your foundation brush and blend so that you have your custom color. Like I said, it'll all make sense when you see the rest of me. You can also self-tan your face to match your body. When I am in vacation mode, that's definitely what I do because I don't wear all this makeup. So you can easily incorporate that in your self-tanning ritual, and then your foundation will actually match your face color. If you wear your hair behind your ears, don't forget those. And don't forget to pull it down the neck because it must match the chest area. All right, so as you can see, we are clearly warmer. I am now moving on to my eyebrows, the frame for these eyes. Since I am going for a bold look on the eye, I need the brow to frame that. As you know, I've had eyebrow tattoo, so these suckers look pretty good as is. For a natural look, they're perfect, but I always add makeup to my brows whenever I do a full eye makeup look. So this is the Colorescience brow palette that I have used. You can use it as eyeshadow, as eyebrows. It's very versatile. I'm going in with the darkest color as a border on the bottom. I'm still doing my brows on the darker side, even with the lighter hair. I just like that contrast of a darker brow with blonde hair. And I can do it because, as you can see, I've got some root color, so it all ties in. So for me, I just build on the base and then just flick to get those hairline strokes going upward. And I don't add any more. I don't know if you can hear my stomach, but I just had a hard-boiled egg. Man, it's making some noise in there. Okay, brows are done. Time to move on to color. The palette that I'm using will come as absolutely no surprise. Sephora Pro. Just love it. Colors will be listed, but the family that I'm working in, obviously the brown. So this one, this brown, and this one. And I'm going to start with my eyelid with this shade. Flat brush, so you can just pack on the color and then tap it onto the lid. And I just pat it in. That way I get the most eyeshadow. And then start sweeping upward. As you know from my hooded eye video, I use a darker color because when you start to get a little bit more skin on your lids, the light colors accentuate heavy skin here. So I go a little bit darker and a little bit higher. And that's how you create a nice high recess. Helps to open up the eye. And as you see, I've used all one color here so far. Now I'm going to work on my outer corners. And in doing so, it will be this darker brown color. So pretty much a V from the outer corner up into the top part of the crease, focusing mainly on the outside. As I've always said, when doing makeup, pick your feature that you want to emphasize. So since we're going very, very pale on the lip, we will really make these eyes nice and dramatic. And if you were doing a real bold red lip, then we would tone down the eye, do a very light neutral color, maybe just a black liner and mascara or a strip of falsies, and that's it. But you don't want to overdo it. You don't want too strong of an eye, too strong of a lip. It just gets to be too busy looking. All right, now I'm going to use this thin brush. This thin brush, and I'm going in with the black now to just hit this outer lash line right up on top. Now I'm going to use a blending brush, which is a very soft, flexible brush, and I'm using this lighter tan color right here as my blending color to sort of pull it all together. Just taking it, going back and forth, swirling a little bit, pulling the outer color out. And we're really just smoking it out, giving it a soft look, no hard lines, and just blurring it. Then I'm going to use this top color right here, the lightest. That's going to run underneath my brow and on the inner corner. All right, next up is the liner. Same one from L'Oreal that I've used forever and a day to do the inner and upper rim, the waterline. I just start on the bottom and then go underneath on the top. Okay, and then the same brush that I used to apply this top color, I will use it again, and the very same color right there, and I'm just going to smudge that lower lash line. I have, as you know, lash extensions. They are very light. They're great when I don't wear makeup, but when I do wear makeup, as you can see, they sort of went away with such a heavy look. So I am going to use, these are great. So you know the magnetic lashes are out, right? They can be a little tricky, but what I find is if you, just like a regular strip lash, you can take a strip lash and you can cut it down to size to fit your eye width, or maybe you just want a little outer wing. Well, I've done the very same thing with these magnetic lashes. So they are, I mean, I don't know if, yeah, I think you can see that. They're tiny, teeny, 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 tiny. I just wanted an outer wing. That's it, for a little extra drama, but not a full lash. So now you've got two little pieces. I don't know if you can see it. I've got to get them closer to my eye. Anyway, don't lose them or else you're in trouble. Hold on. Okay, found it. Woo! I was getting a little worried, it's tiny. Okay, so what you do is you position the lash right here on the top part, exactly where you want it. And then you take the bottom and you just match it underneath, and they will click together. Like so. There, I hope you can see that. But I love magnetic lashes when you have lash extensions, because you're not using adhesive or glue to make that magic happen, which can completely rip off the lashes that you've paid for. These guys remove very easily, and I have not lost any extensions from wearing these. So anyway, let's hope I don't lose the bottom half of this one. And there we have it. See, that's pretty painless. Pretty painless. All right, so now I can back it on up and start to put on my concealer, because I'm in desperate need at this point. Okay, so Tarte Shape Tape, of course. And I just pat it in, focusing on the inner corner right here where I get those dark circles. You can clean up any shadow that's fallen a little too far below. Out to the sides, you can get a nice precise little line there. I always put a little concealer right here on the bridge of my nose. Make sure everything's blended in well. And now it's time to set everything with powder. Get rid of the shine. Laura Mercier, of course. Let me just take it and press it in. So as you can see, we now have a big, strong eye, which will counterbalance our soon-to-be nude lip. All right, so it's time for contouring and highlighting. I am still using my NYX palette. I tend to blend. I'm a big blenderer, so the darker and the lighter I like on a angled brush, and I'm just going to go in where I want to contour with just light whisking motions. Contouring and highlighting really adds a lot of drama to a face, especially if it's a nude look. And it's amazing how well it can really sculpt a face, give it depth and dimension, instant cheekbones, all that good stuff. Slim a nose, especially if you do your contour down the side. Shorten it if you do the tip. The biggest and best trick of all is a killer jawline. Make sure you take it and start to pull it down so you just don't see a dark line. Okay, my blush color, really not much of a blush color. It's very, very light. It's a Maybelline, looks practically nude itself, but it's just enough. This has a tiny bit of iridescence to it. Not a lot, but it's a real pretty pale color. Okay, now highlight. Same thing, here are your highlight colors. I use a big fan brush. I just sort of sweep it through. And I'm going up here on the cheekbone, right down the center of the nose, upper lip, and right here on the chin, just for some dimension. All right, we are practically done. Time for lips. My lip liner is going to be a slightly brownish nude color for the outside, and then I'm going to use a brush to really blend and fade this. We don't want a hard line, but follow your lip, go just a smidge on the outside. Now take a very firm, flat brush, and you're going to use that to soften this line and blend. So suddenly it's not going to look like a line anymore, it's going to become a bit of a shadow. What we're doing is accentuating the size of our mouth here, making for a larger looking pout. Just soft, smooth, and blended. And then I'm taking a highlight pencil, light color, going slightly above the upper lip line. It makes that upper lip protrude just a little bit. Okay, so now when it comes to lipstick, there is no one nude for every woman. Some women look better in peachy nudes, some pink nudes, some taupe nudes, beige nudes. It comes in all different varieties. I blend a lot, and it really depends on where I want the tone to go. So in last week's video, I'll do the lip color that I did then, and it starts with this sort of nude peachy color from Marc Jacobs. Very light color. On top, I am using, gosh, I think it's Maybelline. Like I said, I'll list everything. It's a real beige, so it kind of cuts the peach. And it's lighter, so I'm focusing in the middle. Now you can stop there. If you want to add a little shimmer, you can take a bit of gold and do that just on the lower and upper, just a tiny, tiny bit. It's up to you. Just so you can see what that looks like. I mean, just a little hit. Okay, so let me pull it back so you get perspective, but as you can tell, the focus is on the eyes. Everything else is very light and very neutral. So here it is pulled back, and it's really amazing the difference when you see it all in perspective and you get the face and the chest, and it becomes one plane, and suddenly it all ties in together. And what seemed like it might have been really, really strong up close actually works when you have everything else really, really pared down. This is, for me, I just love this look. It seems to be my go-to look for work. Oftentimes for evening, I might add a little bit more of an iridescence on the lip at nighttime. But I don't know, I feel this is me, which is why you probably see me in this look a lot on this channel. I think it looks great even with lighter hair, having that light hair and the warmer skin. So have fun with this, play around with it. The key is to figure out what are the right nude tones for you. Depends on your skin tone, how cool or how warm you are. It's a great opportunity to go into your local Sephora or wherever you like to buy makeup, where you have an opportunity to try color on your skin. So play around, see what looks good, get yourself over by a mirror where you see some natural light, because that's the most important thing. How are you going to look in daylight? But enjoy the experimentation. Like I said, everything is written down for you in the description portion. It also popped up as you saw me do the application. application. So there's no missing out on what I used here, but I thank you very, very much for the suggestion for this makeup tutorial. It was kind of a common thread throughout the thread of comments, and I'm happy to oblige. I love, 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 love doing makeup tutorials. I love being a girl in my bathroom just like you and seeing what we can come up with. But I hope this presented some new ideas for you. The magnetic strip lash, by the way, give it a try. Look, I will tell you this, it took a while for me to get that rest and click thing right off the bat, but once I figured out the technique, I can't tell you how much time it saved. I don't deal with messy glue, and I can do both. I can do the extensions and the little magnetic lashes on the side for an extra wing. So I think that is super cool. That's something new. And yeah, that's about it. So more suggestions, please. I need them. I love them. And I cater this channel to you. Follow me on social media. I'm in all of these places. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Join this fabulous community. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I release a new video every Thursday at 1 o'clock. Love having you. I truly appreciate you. As I always say on this channel, it is an opportunity for you to experiment, to try new things, to make bold moves, to see the blessings that follow. And I will see you next Thursday at 1. Bye-bye.